Here's some Marvel news. This is via My Time to Shine Hello on Twitter. Apparently, Thor 5 is in development at Marvel Studios.
I see.
Unfortunately, this is their words. There is a good chance Taika Waititi will return to direct, but it is not a done deal. They go on to say, "I'd like
crocodile done deal."
Yeah, thank you.
That's not relating to anything.
I didn't think. But it's good.
But if I don't say it now, I'll forget it later.
Yeah, you'd hate that, wouldn't you?
I'm not really.
I mean, you won't forget.
I'll put it in my subsequent I'll put it in one of my tertiary mind.
You'll come back to it. You'll open a box and you'll be like, "What the fuck is this? What was this for?"
Right? Yeah.
But you'll remember what it's for.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that time has passed.
That's right.
This is difficult to keep track of. He said, "I'd like
not for me."
No, I know.
Obviously,
I'd like to see someone like Sam Hargrave doing it.
Who's that?
He did the Extraction movies. Oh. He'll make like a badass Thor movie. Yeah, I think it definitely is time to change Thor. And they've even talked about like.
Well, here's the thing. Also, I wouldn't even mind if it's like a What We Do in the Shadows. It's a funny Thor movie. But don't give us this weird tonal whiplash again for the next one.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I think you're probably right in that.
Barbarian Thor or another version?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that perhaps the feedback on the last one was so severe that perhaps people, the filmmakers might be like, no, this has to be a serious one.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't hate a funny one as long as they don't go. As long as they don't go, this character has cancer, but also, burp,
Yeah, but also burp. This is what Taika Waititi said about
Unless that's a burp of sadness, like a sincere burp of sadness.
Taika Waititi said about the next one, I don't think we can have a villain that's weaker than Hela. I feel like we need to step up from there and add a villain that's somehow more formidable. I think we even had that with like the last villain was a sword that could kill anything or whatever.
That's true.
And that's pretty tough and cool. Yeah.
What about a sword that can kill nothing?
Okay.
It's the only thing more powerful.
It's a breadstick or something?
No, it's a sword.
It's a sword, but it doesn't like do anything. You can't lift it. You can lift it, but
why would you,
Why would it saps your will to do anything? Oh, God. It's like that Kid Cudi.
It's a metaphor for going to work.
Yeah, it's like that Kid Cudi film clip where he keeps trying to get up and he's back on a couch.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to kill somebody, but then you realize you're lying down.
You take the sword out of the scabbard and you bring it up, and then it just goes into another scabbard. You're like, wait a minute.
This next bit of news, though, is...
And then you're just behind a desk. Just do your job.
By Can We Get Some Toast on Twitter, who says, apparently, the writing is on the wall. Avengers Secret Wars, which is that the next one or the one after? The next Avengers movie?
I think it's Kang Dynasty.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, great recall. It's very likely setting up a soft reboot to the...
When I say I think.
Yeah, I know
I'm just doing that for your benefit.
You're being polite.
Yeah, I'm being polite.
It's very likely setting up a soft reboot to the entire MCU, kind of like what The Flash did for the DCU. Oh, don't
say that. That's, wow. Don't say that. If you want some box office poison, say anything and then follow up like The Flash did.
Like The Flash did. It'll be a send-off for not only the entirety of the Foxverse, but the MCU that we've grown to love. In the aftermath will be an all-new, all-different MCU. That sounds like, I think they're going to have to do it at some point.
Right.
Because all the actors will age out and they're going to have to basically create the ultimate universe or some variation on the live-action stuff. Uh-huh. And also then when you do that, then you can have the X-Men integrated with all the characters that they've already churned through.
That's true.
As opposed to be like, what would happen if Patrick Stewart met Iron Man or whatever? I'd imagine it would be pretty cool.
Oh, it'd be cooler.
What do you think of that, though? A Marvel reboot?
I'm all for it. I think I'm sure we talked about it in passing, but speaking of Thor, again, Chris Hemsworth has said he doesn't want to be Thor forever, obviously. And I've said that, I've said regarding the, some huge epic storylines that they've taken from the comics and just squished down into 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because they have the stars available and Kevin Feige wants to do it and et cetera. And they're like, well, we don't have unlimited time, so let's just do it. And I think that they end up doing kind of a half-assed job. So if reboot it, new cast member, and then you've got 10 years to do more Thor movies or whatever.
You can finally do a good Batman versus Superman movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you see Wolverine's going to fight Predator? Because Marvel have Predator now or whatever. So there's going to be, the story is going to, I can't remember who the writers are, but it seemed like a good team. It's going to span like decades.
Oh, that's fun.
These two being like, oh, you.
Family Guy chicken fight. Over and over again. Yeah.
I feel like Wolverine would kill the Predator pretty easily, pretty handily, right?
Yeah.
It depends on where his level of healing is at.
And also, can you smell the Predator? You would assume so.
Yeah.
Even if he's invisible, you'd be like,
I can smell the Predator.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
This was like a broken glow stick. This fuck, Jesus Christ.
but maybe they do a thing and they shoot him with a mechanism and it gets in him and his healing factor stops working.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, blah, blah,
Also, if
blah.
you hit him with that blaster cannon like through the head, that'd probably kill him.
Probably kill him,
Yeah, so that's cool.
It's cool.
Barbie has surpassed The Dark Knight as Warner Brothers' highest grossing domestic release.
And best movie.
That's right.
Everyone's saying
Everyone's
it.
saying it.
We're saying it. Barbie's better than The Dark Knight.
It's true.
Performances are better.
Now, The Dark Knight grossed something around, no, not something, it did, $536 million in its domestic run in the US. Barbie's beyond that. Obviously, taking into account inflation and whatever, Barbie would be, but it's very good. It's doing very well, despite what you may have heard.
No, I've heard that.
Yeah, well,
I guess I may have heard the opposite, but I haven't. To be clear, I haven't heard that.
No, it's...
and also it's coming to streaming quite soon.
Yeah,
I
what
think
was the
they're
date on that?
Maybe September. I think they're just being like, well, why would we want anybody to...
You could leave this up for the rest of the year.
Right?
It is coming on September 5th. Wow, that's soon.
And what I said.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, we'll just
Because why would you want people to go and spend $20 on a ticket for each person, or you could just have, get...
Do Warner Brothers have another movie they want people to see or something?
I think so.
They must have, maybe, there must be like digital distribution contracts.
Oh, Blue
in
Beetle.
place. Yeah, yeah.
They want people to not watch Barbie anymore so they can watch Blue Beetle.
Yeah, in 2 weeks or whatever. But this must be a contract thing, right? Because you wouldn't make this decision.
Yeah, I guess it's
But they've pushed back things before.
yeah, exactly. I mean, surely
Maybe Tom Cruise is doing this.
Maybe Tom Cruise is doing this. Surely cinema chains would be like, well, we could bring in the new thing,
Yeah.
but also we don't want to.
Yeah.
Because this will make us more money. Surely the penalties for not following through on a contract for the next movie must be so high that they're not willing to just break that contract. Because surely you'd go, well, if we could make another $200 million, we'll shove this down the line. And
I don't know. Maybe they've probably figured out like how much they'll make from streaming and whatever.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Just quickly on the topic of Blue Beetle, a movie we have not seen.
That's right.
People seem to think it's all right.
Great.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think we talked about it last week. Best movie since The Dark Knight, etc.
They say it's a superhero movie with heart.
Yeah, finally, I say. It did actually take the top spot.
Imagine a superhero, but what does his family think of it?
They like it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they seem to think it's cool.
Yeah.
It took the top spot from Barbie.
What of a superhero, but he's a little bit left of center. He's he's a young guy, you know.
Young man?
Yeah, young man with some powers, you know.
That's cool.
He doesn't want these powers. He's going to have to use the powers.
I think he'll have to ultimately to fight Red Blue Beetle.
That's exactly
at the
right.
end.
Yeah.
I have not seen this movie.
No.
So yeah, $27
It's like we have though, isn't it?
It is like that. $27 million US opening knocked Barbie from the top spot, but also bad. Like it did slightly better than they initially thought, but it cost $120 million, and yeah, it's the first movie in the DCU though.
That's right.
And again, apparently people like it.
Yeah,
a lot of people like it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know, and I don't want to know because I'm mad about it. I didn't even know it was delayed here. I just assumed it was out mid-September everywhere. We even talked about it last week. It's like, what is happening in the world? Yeah, anyways. Yeah.
This is like the bad old days.
It is.
When the movie came out in the US and we'd read about it in Fangoria magazine.
Yep.
For example.
Exactly. Which was also a year late.
That's right. I'd read about it in Empire.
Yeah.
I'd read about it in the
Hits
Herald
magazine,
Sun.
Herald
Hits
Sun.
magazine. I'd read about it in the Green Guide.
Absolutely.
The ages film and television lift out.
Really good stuff.
And then we have to wait 6 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Loved it.
I think the first one where technology caught up to that was it. I think it was the Kevin Smith movie. Do you remember Zack and Miri Make a
I do.
Porno?
Yeah.
That movie came out. It did really badly at the box office in the US.
Yeah.
And so they delayed the release everywhere else, but then it just went on torrents.
Yeah.
And so everybody else in the world, including here, just watched. If you were going to watch it, you watched it on a torrent.
Yeah, I think
and
it's,
so it
did
didn't
it even come to movies here? I don't even remember.
I don't
Probably
even know.
did, actually. Yeah.
maybe for a week.
God damn.
But yeah, that was the moment where I'm like,
Look at me now. I'm the captain.
That's
That meme
exactly
or
right.
whatever. I'm
That's
the captain of movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Great stuff.